across, yeah. So I was figuring maybe a severe thunderstorm.
lead the audience in singing of the national anthem. Please remain standing until the invocation has been delivered.
Oh, say, can you sing by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. The rockets fly clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let us pray. God of mystery, as we pause in your presence, grant that we may pause long enough to listen to ourselves, to listen to you within ourselves, and to listen to other human beings. Keep us aware that our life is not so much a problem to be solved, but rather a gift to be received, a gift to be felt, a gift to be responded to. On this day of graduation, we look beyond ourselves to all of those who have been and who are a part of our life. We are grateful for all of them. Grant that we may make some return for all that we are receiving. For blessed indeed are those who give without remembering and receive without forgetting. Amen.
Please be seated. Members of the faculty, honored guests, parents, grandparents, other relatives, friends, and members of the class of 1995, welcome to commencement. Today's ceremonies are part of a tradition which began in July 1870, when 10 students graduated from Cortland Normal School. The ceremonies are also part of a longer tradition reaching back to the universities of 13th century Europe. Today we have a mixture of the old and the new, from the robes and hoods which reflect the 13th century to the electronics which transmit my voice and record your image. We honor the tradition and enjoy the modern embellishments, and like generations before us, find joy in sharing the happiness of today's graduates and their families and friends. On the platform are people who are important to this university and to this college. Some are well known to you, and others work quietly behind the scenes. You will meet those who have speaking parts later in the ceremony. But at this time, I would like to introduce the other members of the stage party, asking them to stand and remain standing until I've presented them all and when I'll ask you to applaud them. First are members of the College Council. Mr. Martin Mack from Cortland, Chair of the Council. Mrs. Marion Atkinson from Cortland. Mr. John Edwards from Cortland. Mrs. Mary Johnson from Binghamton. Mrs. Beverly Livesey from Ithaca. Mr. David Perfetti from Cortland. Mrs. Joan Poskenzer from Cortland. Another member of the College Council is the President of the Cortland College Student Association, Mr. Ken Knapp. I also want to introduce Mr. James Campbell, Vice President for Finance and Management, Dr. Raymond Franco, Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Mary Lou Wright, Executive Assistant to the President, Dr. Hubert Maltzby, Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs, Professor Timothy Phillips, Chair of the Faculty Senate, Mrs. Jane Grant, President of the Cortland College Foundation. I would also like you to recognize the mace bearer, Dr. Joseph Brownell, a senior member of the faculty, and now may you applaud them all. At this time in the program, I would like to note the presence of the faculty of the college down here in front. Their colorful gowns and hoods, reflecting a diversity of disciplines and a spectrum of graduate schools, remind us of their long labors as they prepared themselves for the critical responsibility of teaching. They have worked to the best of their abilities to prepare you for this day and for the days to come. In view of their central role in your education, I would like to ask the faculty to stand, turn around, and be recognized for all that they have done with you, for you, and to you. Among the faculty you have just applauded are some who stand out among the faculties of the great universities of the world because of their consistent high quality and dedication. To recognize outstanding faculty and professional staff members, the State University of New York has created Chancellor's Awards for Excellence and a super rank of Distinguished Professor. I am pleased to announce 3 new honorees. Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching, Professor George Dugan. Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Professional Service, Mr. Selby Gratian. Distinguished Service Professor, Dr. Roger Seifer. Dr. Roger Seifer is unable to be present today, but I would like to ask Professor Dugan and Mr. Gratian to please come forward. While you graduates are thinking about these honorees and other faculty and staff have helped you, don't forget those whose love created and nurtured you, your parents. At this point, why don't you stand and applaud your mother's, father's spouses? And now our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. William Sharp, will recognize the honors graduates. Dr. Sharp.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present the honor students of the 1995 graduating class of Cortland College. Students with a grade point average of 3.2 to 3.499 graduate cum laude. Will the cum laude graduates please stand? Thank you. You may now be seated. Students with a grade point average of 3.5 to 3.749 graduate magna cum laude. Will the magna cum laude graduates please stand? You may now be seated. Summa cum laude graduates have a 3.75 or above on a 4-point scale. I will read the names of each summa cum laude graduate. Please hold your applause until the students have been recognized. Please stand when I read your name. Charles Andrew Wilson, Endwell, New York. Maureen Charbonneau Clark, Cortland, New York. Mary J. McGrattan, Dryden, New York. Julia Marie Wilson, Auburn, New York. Roberta Regina Chelinsky, Loudonville, New York. Penny Ann James, Homer, New York. Linda Gail Fuchs, Camillus, New York. Lisa Marie Donnelly, Hudson Falls, New York. Kimberly Sue Bicoma, Maine, New York. Those of you who stood and sat down, stand again, stay standing. Wait a minute, not done yet. Jennifer Ann Lawless, Cortland, New York. Carol Ann Zimmerman, Cortland, New York. Kimberly Darling Cameron, Tully, New York. Mildred Ann McCabe, Livingston Manor, New York. Michelle Catherine Sawicki, Buffalo, New York. Nicholas Raymond Fazio, Utica, New York. Jennifer Ann Schoenbaum, Hartsdale, New York. Andrew S. Elliott Bursdahl, Cortland, New York. Joan Marie Sprague, Binghamton, New York. Edward Israelowski, West Nyack, New York. Brian Scott French, Ballston Spa, New York. Hazel M. Rittenhouse, Lafayette, New York. Brandon David Perry, Glenville, New York. Jennifer Lynn Pastrick, Endicott, New York. Roseanne Marie Ulness, Cortland, New York. Robert Joseph Ackerley, Burbank, New York. Now a round of applause for all of them. And with a grade point average of 4.17, from Ithaca, New York, Amanda E. Zarilli. Congratulations, Your individual achievements honor us all. Thank you.
Representing the graduating class of 1995 is Mr. Ken Knapp, the president of the Cortland College Student Association.
Hello. Before I start, I'd just like to wish my mother and all the mothers here a very happy Mother's Day. Congratulations, class of 1995. It has been a great experience to attend, and now be a proud alum of our alma mater, Cortland College. Sometimes the road that led to this day was a little bumpy, and we did not always take the shortest or most direct route. There were detours. Some of us even got stuck for a while. And we had to make choices on which path to follow. We may have come to that point that Robert Frost describes when he says, "Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." We could say more about roads. There's the old saying that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And we can all talk about how important it will be to familiarize ourselves with traveling down the informational superhighway. But whatever our path now, I think you will agree with me that Cortland has prepared us well. Many of your family and friends, if they haven't started already, will be asking you, are you ready for the real world? We may not know exactly what is out there waiting for us, but I think we are pretty well prepared. Success out there is going to depend on forging good relationships with people, knowing how to look for information when we need it, applying good critical thinking skills to solve problems, and doing whatever we do with care and concern for others. We've had good examples of this latter quality in the faculty and administrators who have helped us. I think most of us have had at least one faculty or staff member who took some extra time or effort to help us over a bump in the road. When we get out there, we need to pay that back when we are dealing with people who need our help. But this is about the new stage of life we enter today. That does not mean that we have to let go of the old. The friends that I have made, I do not want to lose. The friends we all have made will perhaps be not as close as they are now, but we know that there will always be groups of us sticking together, and the road will loop back to our alma mater from time to time. We must make sure that the close-knit groups that we have formed at Cortland do not end today. The road does not end here. We are taking a new branch with new possibilities. Stop for red lights, avoid dead ends, help other motorists in distress, but don't be afraid to follow the road wherever it takes you. I want to thank all my family and friends, staff, faculty, and administrators who have helped me travel down this road, and I'd like to thank and congratulate all of you, the class of 1995. Thank you, and the best of luck to you all.
I regret that a sudden change of plans has prevented Trustee Judith Dukin from being present today. Standing in for her will be Mr. Martin Mack, Chair of the College Council. Mr. Mack, I have the honor to present Mr. William Denby, a candidate for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. It's better if you're on my right-hand side.
They heard that. That's funny.
William Albert Denby, Vietnam War veteran and double amputee. You have shown by your life that triumph over tragedy is not only possible, but also transmutable into inspiration for others. By your successes as a disabled athlete in basketball, shot put, discus, javelin, and wheelchair marathons, you have given heart to the handicapped and helped educate the able-bodied. Your courage in facing adversity and your commitment to counseling, encouraging, and motivating the physically impaired have earned you national recognition as well as the respect and admiration of the students and faculty of Cortland College. The State University of New York is proud to award you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, the faculty of the State University of New York concurring, I confer upon you the degree of Doctorate of Humane Letters and invest you with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. In token thereof, we hand you this diploma and direct that you be vested with the hood appropriate to your degree. Congratulations.
Here's the diploma. Now stay a minute, I'm going to put the hood on you.
Okay.
Over. We should try to button it blow off. Okay, there we are. Sorry, go ahead.
Good morning. This is probably the first time that I stand in front of you with, even though I have something written in front of me, I'm lost for words. I am very honored to be here today to receive this award, the honorary degree. I accept it not just for me, but for my family, for the 49 million disabled people in this country who are struggling to be free just as you are. I want to congratulate you, those of you who are graduating. As you know, no one becomes successful without someone else in the background helping them. Today I have my supporters here with me. 4 years ago when I came to speak to you, I talked of a woman, a very intelligent woman, a woman that was very strong. And ladies and gentlemen, I could go on and on and on, but the time will not permit me. But what I would like to do is to introduce to you my mother, Anna Mae. I also have with me my sister Mabel, my wife Tony, who saw a lot in me that I didn't even see in myself, and last but not least, my daughter Krishan. Who is constantly keeping me on my toes, so to speak. Yeah, that's what happens when you got that new technology. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be here with you. I brought you a message when I was here 4 years ago of one who was challenged. And I challenged you before I left. And you know, it's so important that I be here today to see you graduate. I guess my head's not big enough. It is so nice to be here to see you walk across. Today is your day, as many of you have worked very hard. And I know that the road has not been smooth, but it's what you've done. And I hope that the message that I left you about helping someone else. Because see, ladies and gentlemen, our country cannot stand to leave anybody behind anymore. I told you that when I was here. We had a saying in Vietnam. We take care of our own, we leave no one behind. I hope that you follow that message. I could stay here, well, thank you very much. I could stay here longer, ladies and gentlemen, but again, it's your day. Again, I am very honored to be here with you to accept this honorary degree. Please go out and do great things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Demby. At this time in the program, it's customary for the president to charge the graduates, although you seem to be pretty charged up already to me. But I'm not sure what my 5 minutes can add to the 1,792 hours you've already spent in formal classes that you entered college. But since this is my last commencement as president, I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity to say a few words as you and I take leave of Cortland College. No doubt, you and I both will miss the college. We'll miss the Moffat Carillon chiming the hours. We'll miss climbing Library Hill and taking winter shortcuts through Cornish and Van Heusen. You're not supposed to do that, you know. We'll miss the Dragon Chronicle, homecoming, and the annual delirium of the Cortland Ithaca football game. You will miss rock concerts in Moffat and weekend nights downtown. I'll not miss those. Nor will I miss the annual battles of the SUNY budget. But I will miss being with students on so many exciting occasions, from new student orientations to windy commencements, from honor ceremonies to talent shows like the physique contest, from retreats at Racket Lake to football trips to France. When you look back on your years at Cortland, selective memory will ensure that the frustrations and failures will drop into some great black memory hole. What will remain, in addition to a nostalgic glow, will be an appreciation for the true value of your Cortland experience. Let me read from a letter I received a few weeks ago from a lawyer in the Bronx who graduated from Cortland in 1983. Quote, "The intervening years have been busy and productive for me. Their passage has also given me the perspective to appreciate how uniquely valuable my college education was. While at Cortland, I experienced an intellectual awakening and tremendous intellectual growth. I refined certain basic skills like reading and writing, and acquired others, including fluency in Spanish, which I use virtually every day in my law practice. Outside of work, the pursuits I rely on for intellectual sustenance, from viewing art to studying foreign language to reading widely, are for the most part rooted somewhere in my Cortland education." End quote. This is the kind of letter that brings joy to your professors. It justifies the midnight oil they burned in grading your papers, in the grating sounds they endured as you mangled the pronunciation of French verbs, the pain they suffered as you mutilated a fetal pig in zoology lab. It makes worthwhile the hours the faculty committed to endless discussion of what general education requirements best prepare you for life in the 21st century. We've heard those discussions for 16 years. It makes everyone at the college who contributes to your education feel that what we do here is not only important, but appreciated. As you go forth to take up the responsibilities of job, family, community, and simply life, we find satisfaction in knowing that the college has helped you move toward becoming all that you are capable of being. We take pride in what you have accomplished at Cortland, and in what we know you will accomplish. It is not a matter of choice that you are now joined with Cortland. Wherever you go, and whatever you do from this time forward, you will always be part of Cortland, and Cortland will always be part of you. We are intertwined in reputation as in memory, one and inseparable. Your experiences at Cortland have changed you in ways that I hope have made you more confident, wiser, and kinder. We have shared a special experience, you and I, at this wonderful college. I am grateful for my time here, proud and happy as I join you in stepping into this adventure before us.
Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Education, Bachelor of Science in Health, Physical Education and Recreation, Bachelor of Science in Speech Pathology and Audiology, and the Bachelor of Arts in Education please stand? Mr. President,
Madam Dean,
subject to verification, these candidates who stand before you have met the requirements for the Bachelor of Science in Education, Bachelor of Science in Health, Physical Education and Recreation, Bachelor of Science in Speech Pathology and Audiology, and Bachelor of Arts in Education as prescribed by the appropriate degree curriculum at State University College at Cortland. I present them to you so that you may confer upon them the degree.
by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science in Education, or Bachelor of Science in Health, Physical Education, and Recreation, or Bachelor of Science in Speech Pathology and Audiology, or Bachelor of Arts in Education, as appropriate to your degree curriculum, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Will the candidates please be seated?
For the degree. Is better? No? It's on? There you go. Very good. We'll try this again. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science from the School of Arts and Sciences please stand? Mr. President,
Madam Dean,
subject to verification, these candidates who stand before you have met the requirements of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degree from the School of Arts and Sciences as prescribed by the appropriate degree curriculum at the State University College at Cortland. I present them to you so that you may confer upon them the degree.
by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or the degree of Bachelor of Science as appropriate to your degree curriculum with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Will the candidates please be seated, and then will the marshals please bring forward the undergraduates?
Harley Watstein,
Stephen Wading,
Craig Valley,
Elizabeth Clark,
Raymond Hutter,
Andrea DeProza,
Douglas Cook,
Joellen Louis,
Brian Bird,
Tina Fossetta,
Matthew Butler,
Catherine Murphy,
John Sassoni,
Mark Pendergast,
Brian Norcross,
Jeffrey Myers,
James Hammond,
Brian DeLucia,
Michael Snyder,
Misty Champney,
Denise Schwal,
Lori Hall,
Andrew Kozlowski,
Jennifer Winter,
Peter Nestor,
Maria Wallace,
Matthew Hollister,
Jacqueline Cregan,
Kevin Jordan,
Jennifer Williams,
David Nadell,
Kristen Linton,
Julie Wilcox,
Carrie Seidel,
Alicia Palmer,
Lori Crandall,
Cynthia Kappen,
Derek Lalonde,
Heather Badger,
Jeremy Coster,
Krista Kruger,
Michael Scollin,
Dawn Brega,
David Chizonite,
Julie Balzanza,
Victoria Gray,
Jenna Packard,
Teresa LaSalle,
Debbie Perham,
Kristen Clark,
Melissa Groover,
Jennifer Unick,
Bernadette Flynn,
Amy Bavosa,
Denise Borman,
Teresa Uhaz,
Justine Papolicio,
Anne Marie Dolan,
Raina Bernstein,
Garrett Laboda,
Michelle Kerner,
Jennifer O'Hara,
Heather Sensanzo,
Carolyn Starrett,
Jennifer Penzita,
Jennifer Wing,
Holly Schufelt,
Rochelle Leet,
Julie Gutenberg,
Kimberly Bukama,
Katie Gilmore,
Alicia Berwin,
Kimberly Director,
Lisa Fuller,
Teresa DeMary,
Nancy Baird,
Heather Nellis,
Rima Adler,
Sarah Frawley,
Heidi Awinicki,
Nicola Wilson,
Stacy Holly,
Jennifer Newman,
Lynn Duda,
Tara Cass,
Andrea Pecoraro,
Heather Manning,
Susan Lunny,
Allison Barsack,
Ryan Key,
Stacy Halligan,
Christopher Inney,
Patricia Islas,
Mary McGretton,
Jennifer Traeger,
Karen Hooper,
Kelly McCardle,
Brenda McIntosh,
Karen Kane,
Richard Chapman,
Tina Graham,
Leanne Cantanzaro,
Pamela Brennan,
Nadine Bragulia,
Mary Moarkey,
Timothy O'Sullivan,
Samantha Barra,
David Smith,
Laura Haas,
Sean Krolder,
Marnie Davis,
Jameson Santiago,
Catherine Holt,
Ryan Novick,
Nicole Howard,
James Gardner,
Amy Hughes,
Lori Santoro,
Michelle Sawicki,
Amy Goldfarb,
Gina Bavasso,
Alyssa Schetzel,
Devon Walbridge,
Tammy Schatzberg,
Kara Hirsch,
Bridget McLaughlin,
Aaron Heyer,
Lori Lynch,
Russell Dickinson,
Rachel Stevens,
Dana Laffin,
Raquel Gordon,
Sally Howe,
Nicole Tom,
Christopher Honor,
Gabrielle Klinzusko,
Stacy
Karen
Showcrout,
Scholl,
Heather Clocker,
Erica Levine,
Karen Good,
Megan O'Brien,
Darren Poole,
Mary Bredden,
Daniel Donato,
Lauren Siegel,
James Reed,
Jessica DeTolico,
Aaron Sorensen,
Lisa Trent,
Roberto Romano,
Susan Travato,
Scott Carroll,
Joanne Ketches,
Marnie Nolan,
Judy Doyle,
Karen Backos,
Amy Murray,
Michelle Laviolette,
Janine Farrell,
Melissa Cervuti,
Bridget Dorr,
Tony Ann Sabato,
Jennifer Vish,
Celeste Leonard,
Jennifer Colangelo,
Jennifer Herbert,
Janica Clark,
Jennifer McEwen,
Susan Smith,
Jennifer Kozlowski,
Kelly Lipton,
Karen Limoro,
Lee Lobanco,
Kimberly Tambasco,
Timothy Reese,
Jennifer Lynn Farmer,
Tony Rich,
Richard Lapierre,
James Annabella,
Carrie Ann Dingle,
Gina Sine,
Todd Mazzy,
James Bossy,
Stephen Gold,
Bradley Gilbert,
Michael Kraft,
Leonard Rossi,
Jonathan William Shout,
Brian Reeve,
Sarah Getman,
Raymond Fairfield,
James Poole,
Andrew Perlow,
Dawn Mangannon,
Christopher Monclair,
Mark Stanisowski,
Joshua Droder,
Michael LaRose,
Kevin Flood,
Paul Cardillo,
Jennifer Kartzman,
Peter Brown,
Diane O'Hora,
Thomas Root,
Jerry Curley,
Louis Schmidtan,
Dorothy Denali,
Michael Sauerbach,
Michelle LaFleur,
Andrew Seth Jacobson,
Susan Milstein,
Mark Carey,
Paula Finch,
Lawrence Finkelstein,
Larissa Mead,
Andrew Hickerson,
Vance Ratcliffe,
Christopher Ryder,
Marvin Ransom Jr.,
Deborah Littlejohn,
James Wells Jr.,
Thomas Locasio,
Joshua Giordano,
Stacy Rhodes,
Cynthia Pollock,
Sheila Girallo,
Nancy Gorton,
Elizabeth Driscoll,
Dennis Lavalle,
Amy Sturgis,
Adrian Chickering,
Meredith Gordon,
Daniel Cook,
Kristen Luskin,
David Pace,
Christine Larkin,
Jennifer Burnback,
Marcy Greenman,
Heather Graham,
Daniel McDonough,
Michelle Salemi,
Roseanne Ulness,
Joanne Ferula,
Sharon Harris-Stam,
Meredith Candace Leeds,
Karen Libertor,
Tracy Simmons,
Carol Canarella,
Denise Delia,
Jim Harvey,
Susie Weinberg,
Teresa Oliver,
Amy Korn,
Lynn Dowling,
Elizabeth Kelly,
Richard Graziano,
Kelly Lapointe,
Christopher Schaff,
Timothy Deck,
Danielle Skaya,
Jeremy Hiltz,
Maria Peretta,
Donald Bell,
Heather Eastburn,
Wayne Nellis II,
Richard Alexander,
Caleb Volk,
Stephen Duckworth,
Suzanne Caprera,
Vincent Cuss,
Beth Huff,
Christopher Mitchell,
Jennifer Nachito,
Stephanie Smithson,
Ronald Cantor,
Brad Leak,
Rebecca L. Drake,
Karen Sweeney,
Brandon Perry,
Candace Clark,
Noah Kalinowski,
Gabriel Cherrick,
Kenneth Kenzel,
Mark Gorsuch,
Christopher Zito,
Nicholas Fazio,
Brian Thomas Sims,
Frank Morgano,
James Sarosi,
Roberta Land,
Arthur Thomas,
Roberta Chilinski,
Yvette Kuntz,
Eileen Dyke,
Scott Zalesnikar,
Elizabeth Tchaikovsky,
William Barretto Jr.,
Nadine Kane,
Brooks Templeton,
Renee Scuderi,
Sherry Keach,
Jennifer Keene,
Michelle Lesk,
Samantha Lewis,
Nicole Weissman,
Nicole Mazzalonga,
Amy Hart,
Kimberly Horan,
Tricia Schultz,
Tricia Paglucia,
Christina Ostrander,
Carrie Hickey,
Michelle Santee,
Laura Pierre,
Marlene Gallo,
Michelle Foster,
Maureen Pixley,
Karen Lee,
John Sullivan,
Dana Marcagliano,
Deborah Selesky,
Kristen Bloom,
Jennifer Lawless,
Stephanie Putman,
Julia Colts,
Anne-Marie Sedor,
Ronald Hurst II,
Michelle DeMars,
Sherry Peeklick,
Tracy Turpinning,
Lad Harris,
Tristine Gonella.
Rebecca Richards.
Rebecca Hall.
Carrie Zoblak.
Callie Leonard.
David Umberto.
Janelle Billings.
Nathan Munley.
Brenda Henry.
Maria Manoni.
Dagretta Brown.
Christine DeCurtis.
Kesha Farron.
Kim Poplowski.
The Great Brown.
Laura Scala.
Regina Anderson.
Emily Mino.
Joaria Shahid.
Sonia Simborski.
Tahara Grant.
Stacy Wade.
Ryan Nathan.
Eric L.E. Bird.
Julian Hayward IV.
Din Koff.
Peter DaCosta.
Michelle Lynn Patrician.
Faith Cook.
George Hall.
Martha Skeel.
Tiffany Stroman.
Shay Skeel.
Christopher Williams.
Susan Dower.
Julene Reek.
Kate Henderson.
Christina Gracie.
Stacy Christophers.
Jane Kring.
Kristen Little.
Jamie DePalma.
Brandy Falcon.
Robert Dupuis Jr.
Kimberly Dominic.
Janice Edmond.
Deanna Feldman.
Jennifer Manwarren.
Mark Mitchell.
Elizabeth Hubert.
Wayne Roger Jr.
Michael Vogt.
Randall McCumber.
Daniel Walsh.
Timothy Bolt.
Jericho Wright.
Charles Barath.
Zachary Clark.
Vincent Ferrasi.
Susan Myers.
Carrie Rogers.
Tiffany Dean.
Pamela Jarella.
Rebecca Lazarechev.
Jenny Guy.
Kimberly Conliaro.
Chad Schaefer.
Robin Brigande.
David Charles Martin.
Janine Renken.
Ryan Kozlowski.
Michelle Geiger.
Joseph Cavaretta.
Patricia Forshee.
Foster Miller.
Christine Fallon.
Ruth Ann Comstock.
Michelle Nougier.
Sandra Carr.
Jill Johnson.
Jennifer Alexander.
Dinah Terra.
Sarah Linko.
Beth Marino.
Christopher A. Verbanek.
Sean Larson.
Heidi McAdams.
Lance Teitzworth.
Neil Curtin III.
Matthew Kashorek.
Teresa Clow.
Mary Hammer.
Shannon Murphy. Rachel Wise.
Ellen Conley.
Brenda McHenry.
Carl Lev-
Kelly Telahany.
Jennifer Golensky.
Brenda Nanai.
Huck.
Heather Batsford.
Gerald Combs.
Dana Blackmer. Jennifer Steidel.
Gimbalvo.
Jennifer Siciliano.
Jason Lembeck.
Laura Van Leer.
Michael O'Shea.
Michelle Barrows.
Pamela Winner.
Michelle Babiak.
Kimberly Shaw.
Joanna Ames.
Denise Ye.
Tracy Riley.
Annette Cornelio.
Amy Jones.
Michelle Danielle Reese.
Maura Ann Conroy Hendelson.
Andrew Renzulli.
Kimberly Elizabeth Gallo.
Timothy.
Aaron Ann Zier.
Cora Eileen Brannigan.
Nicholas Mialo.
Michelle Gosdick.
Heather Lounsbury.
Monique Barmada.
Tracy Dunacek.
Juliette Arnone.
Janine Vance.
Richard Dixon.
Edward Cottrell.
Olaf Carlson.
Robert Waddell.
Brian Rivers.
Melissa Ann Millen.
Brian Carroll.
Renee Zerkowski.
James Eschberger.
Kelly Wilson.
John Colabelli.
John Snyder.
Mark Sagis,
William Smith III,
Sean Secord,
Dennis Vander Schaaf,
Gregory Gibson,
Michael Fitzgerald,
Lynn Williams,
William Fitzpatrick,
Kiva Patton,
Matthew Armstrong,
Sean Stoliker,
Brian Simmons,
William Bell Jr.,
Eric Vincent,
John Piacenti,
Edwin Erf Jr.,
David Veracci,
Kenneth Garcia,
Mitchell Snyder,
Michael Kloskowski,
Michael Fairley,
David Snover,
Jody McMahon,
Christina Dulish,
Pamela Peterson,
Jan Wiggins,
Tricia Stout,
Carrie Melville,
Todd Lamberton,
Carol Anderson,
Kimberly Viola,
Jennifer Hickman,
Vanessa Sabatini,
Kevin Whitney,
Diane Whitmarsh,
Heather Collier,
Amy Butler,
Carrie Trost,
Heather Atwell,
Laurel Collins,
Aaron Donath,
Bridget Curley,
Brian Zane,
Elizabeth Skinner,
Edward Pacciola,
Angeline Codella,
Stephen Kurtz,
Susan Stackhouse,
Joseph Fletcher,
Monica Domion,
Michael Rumsey,
Diane McCann,
Mary Jane Hutchison,
Shelley Swartelli,
Alexis Harvey,
Joanna Crawford,
Scarlett Montana,
Michael Ranella,
Shelby Page,
Jason Milo,
April Benedict,
Mark Mkhitaryan,
Christine Kittle,
Gregory LeBlanc,
Rodney Harris,
Patrick Mullally,
Jennifer Haynes,
Kathleen Dwyer,
Elisa D'Agostino,
Dina Rocco,
Nicole Marie Machon,
Jennifer Calhoun,
David John Hakes,
Robin Duffy,
Christopher T. Morgan,
Michael DiMattai,
Eric Matthew Grabowski,
Matthew Corvin,
Todd Romanek,
Susan Shuppy,
Eric Eisenberg,
Jennifer Hart,
David Lamprey,
Tracy Callan,
Stephen McKenna,
Amy Taylor,
Darren Epstein,
Randall Sigurdsson,
Eric Feldstein,
Mark Jack Litch,
Kevin Johnson,
Christopher Rose,
Allison L. Barnes,
Bronwyn Ryan,
Jennifer Cowenbergs,
Patricia McCauley,
Matthew Zarch,
Jennifer Bender,
Allison Schilly,
Gretchen McLaughlin,
Melissa Salderfer,
Leah DiVirgilio,
Stephen Vecchio,
Ada Cupili Pomeroy,
Christine Beth Reindl,
Bridget Morgan,
Bridget Calden,
Michelle Belanger,
Eileen Ducato,
Doris Regan,
Eric Rowley,
David Kilburn,
Teresa Caffrey,
Sean Drew,
Douglas Derdaller,
Christopher Giamicelli,
Carolyn Condella,
Brent Conklin,
James X. Rochelle,
Angelia Angrove,
Jennifer Bowser,
Maria Sabella,
Christine McGrail,
Diane Barrett,
Chris Mullen,
Pamela Spencer,
Eric Potter,
Michelle Conkus,
Amy Gewirtz,
Jennifer Hack,
Lori Bradford,
Cynthia Collier,
Noel Camerlingo,
Danielle DeVersa,
Janine Weber,
Tracy Scala,
Kelly Johnson,
Lisa Donnelly,
Victoria Story,
Paula Everson,
Teresa Hartwick,
Christopher Sanford,
Joseph Oliver,
Thomas Beerworth,
Joseph Del Rey,
John Osant,
Albert Como,
Gregory Fall,
Gerald Dumont III,
Michael Emanation,
Brett Cochran,
Peter Flanagan,
Tom Russo,
Timothy Godoy,
Joseph DeGregorio,
Robert Lefevre,
Danielle Orientali,
Matthew Desai,
Kimberly Foreman,
Andrew Elliott Birdsall,
Jennifer Holm,
Mark Kessler,
Patricia Amodia,
Michael Wonderly,
Don Lopez,
Charles Amato III,
Sarah Macy,
Mark DeMoyer,
Don Marie Ferrara,
Matthew Kruger,
Roseanne Gioia,
Tricia Staley,
Jessica Stardust Rosado,
Laura Maciak,
Tracy Lynn Pollock,
Mildred McCabe,
Heather Marie Dingman,
Jennifer Pastrick,
Tricia Wicks,
Lee Yennick,
Diane Whiting,
Robin King,
Marie Lynn Bogdanowicz,
Andrew Shedlock,
Jennifer Ingersoll,
Christopher Eck,
Faith Marie Sasushi,
Karen Kozlowski,
Candace Irene Volmer,
Christine Almstead,
Kelly Rowe,
Kenneth Leverich,
Jessica Lynn Dunlop,
Darren Thomas,
Teresa Cadden,
Michael Pizzamenti,
Jacqueline Ann Conte,
Kathy Padalino,
Stacy Ann McDonald,
Renee Davidson,
Sarah Jean Meach,
Natalie Petrelli,
Daniel Dreyer,
Matthew DiGianni,
Daniel Guerin,
Peter Wu,
Eric Kuhn,
David Bergen,
Michael Megan,
Demetrius Cipriano,
Brian French,
Jason Galliano,
Mark Thomas,
Allison Lentz,
Kristen Watson,
David Ehrstock,
Roger Marsh,
Charles Wilson,
Jennifer McMonigal,
Thomas Coolball,
Jennifer Goss,
Joseph V. Calabria II,
Deborah Coffey,
Kimberly Austin,
Paul Giambo,
Cheryl Northrup,
Jeremy Zeidner,
Michelle Treacy,
Frank Versace,
Joelle Kristen Nettie,
Catherine Riley,
Jennifer O'Connell,
Ann Buzzy,
Kimberly Palmer,
Tricia A. Fiola,
Robert Koss,
Timothy Mahoney,
Melanie Michelson,
Michelle Robiliard,
Kathleen Loveland,
Lori Slagiona,
Carol Zimmerman,
Daniel Cook,
Robert Hyler Jr.,
Hiro Watanabe,
Donna Sovallo,
Ting Ching Lai,
Gregory O'Donnell,
Adam Bellino,
Christy Hauk,
Stephen Sutton,
Dennis Cluck Jr.,
Brian Kavanaugh,
Abbott Starrett,
Scott Anthony Weeks,
Christine Urio,
Armando Oliveria,
Louis Hanner Jr.,
Michael Curran,
Kevin Daverio,
Nicole Vio,
Michael Carpino,
Brian Hess,
Donald Brown,
Jeffrey Cascone,
Rocky Aguirre,
Brian Ensman,
Keith Barton,
Michael Orlando,
Michael Zampano,
Matthew Simmerer,
William McCormick,
Jennifer Tyler,
Matthew Nider,
Christopher Nielsen,
Joseph Camporsi,
Jennifer Mahia,
Jason Weber,
Louis Mastro,
Jeremy D. Fabio,
Joel Halsey,
Jonathan Coyle,
David J. Trahan,
Heather Mully,
Andrew Benedict,
Megan Anderson,
Shannon Joy,
Julie Button,
William Atlas,
James Kenny,
Edward Castleman Jr.,
Todd Munson,
Donna Lout,
Kimberly Smith,
Denise Bollinger,
Kimberly Anna,
Tracy Utter,
Richard Irish II,
Jennifer Rose,
Jackie Beamer,
Ryan Woods,
Robert Silverman,
Sherry Fahey,
Gary Brown,
Laura Fasulo,
Kazushia Tashushi,
Stacy Greenblatt,
Jeffrey Alger,
Tamara Weinberg,
William Joseph Spicer,
Wendy Sablowski,
Carrie Hayden,
Jennifer Peck,
Stephen Smith,
Christopher Johnson,
Melissa Taglinto,
John Kotsonas,
Douglas Johnson,
Randall Schenk,
Patrick Griffith,
Tara Mullen,
Keith Showhiter,
Luen Yamamoto,
Bradley William Johns,
Heidi Connors.
Robert Moyer Jr.,
Kimberly Cameron.
Tracy Rice,
Michael Sturm.
Kathleen Skinner,
Betty Jean Montana.
Ellen Gardner,
Diana Smith.
Garrett Oles,
Michelle Johnson.
Jennifer Ruff,
Chad Haverty.
Michelle Cook,
Mark Zimbardi.
Amy Waltall,
Amy Nelson.
Kimberly Kazanchin,
Jennifer Cirillo.
Heather Hargrave,
Robert Kent II.
Andrea Lux,
Erica Barup.
Laurette Genovese,
Corinna Ortel.
Michael Edward Herbst,
Kimberly Hotze.
Erica Sosna,
Linda Morse.
Ella Lavine,
Bethany Burmaster.
Kathleen Carberry,
Susan Congdon.
Lisa Calogero,
Amy Doherty.
Katie Burns,
Christine Beekman.
Rachel Kenny,
Matthew Washburn.
Stephanie Gross,
Amy Dello.
Lynn Nardozzi,
Heather Large.
Candace Hagan,
Melissa Drew.
Karen Silvers,
George Tiernan.
Trina Archibald,
Carrie Kijowski.
Joseph Tama,
Michael Fennessy.
Sherry Grillo,
John Josie.
Dawn Odell,
Deidre Lynch.
Hazel Rittenhouse,
Patricia Shannon.
David Franklin Odisick,
Kathleen Fitzgerald.
Francis Oakes,
Joseph Adams.
Brenda Guy.
Paul O'Connor.
Amy Bezenate.
Brendan Nels.
Kathleen Lantry.
David Morgan.
Eileen Roos.
Mark Wilkins.
Wendy Crandall.
Eric Knudsen.
Elizabeth Brunel.
Sandro DeViaro.
Jennifer Langdon.
Carrie Roth.
Noreen Isaacs.
Stephanie Coyle.
Joseph McCoy.
Christy Cleveland.
Thomas C. Cooper.
Dawn Jacoby.
Jennifer Cleary.
Melissa McKay,
Eric Hansen.
Emily Kinder,
Daniel Beal.
Josephine Cincinnati,
June Seeley.
Cheryl Lasarenza,
Peter Rogati II.
Nicole Eckerman,
Brooks Bowman.
Darlene Valentino,
Carolyn McKeon.
Rebecca Friedman,
Rachel Lieberman.
Faith Graham,
Yomaria Vargas.
Margaret Vigilio,
Yomira Vargas.
Jorge Rosario,
Rebecca Bruckert.
Guillermo Sabino,
Maria Ann Shea.
Yesenia Aguia,
Ain Kyung Huang.
Michael Dunbar,
Todd Humes.
John Schiller,
Melissa Bray.
Michelle Felt,
Carrie Chido.
Shannon Brady,
Timothy Walsh.
Sandra Karalik,
Colleen Ann Root.
Patricia Dempsey,
Joseph Musey. David Kettner. John Allen. Daniel D. Messina Jr. Robert Hughes. Jennifer Bostwick. Thomas Holsapple. Matthew Lahota. Sandra Onisk. Laura Heller. Lisa Sheridan. Rebecca Giangreco. Christine George. John Ressler. Carl Kropp. Michael Knapp. Timothy Marsh. And Kenneth Knapp.
Let's have a round of applause for all of the graduates. welcome the graduates into the ranks of Cortland College alumni, I call on Dr. Paul Fardy, President of the Cortland College Alumni Association. Dr. Fardy.
We're almost there. I think we're going to make it. Good job, Father O'Haron. On behalf of the Alumni Association, I would like to welcome you to the Cortland family of over 40,000 graduates who now live in 50 states and 40 different countries. You are now embarking on a new phase of your life. There will be successes, there will be some failures as life doles out its many ups and downs. But I tell you this, that your alma mater will be a constant through all of this. It'll be a constant source of fond memories, of deep and lasting friendships, and of respect for those special persons who nurtured you through your college years, providing you with the tools that enable you to move forward in this new phase of your life. The Alumni Association is here to help you maintain those connections and to rekindle those feelings. I trust that you will take an active role in this larger family because you are our greatest resource. You are the future of the Alumni Association. So, hats off to the graduates. Hats off to those who got you here. May your lives be bright and prosperous. May your memories of Cortland be fond, so that like the prodigal son and daughter, you come home again and again. Thank you and good luck.
Ms. Anne Marie Doland will lead in the singing of the Alma Mater. Will the audience please stand and remain in place until the stage party and the faculty have left the assembly area. Please join in singing the Alma Mater.
Our Johnson puts it up. Stuckey to Drake, off speed, keeping it in play. Power goes to Putnam in the middle. Goes to use her left and gets it just over the outstretched hands of Sherry Drake.
And Johnson City gets the first point in game 5. Allison Brewster serve.
And start going to the floor for that one. Power to Putnam. And it's blocked by Drake. Picked up by Frida, but it goes OB. And we're going to see the battle between Putnam and Drake here.
Angela Celsi served.
Brewster's pass is tipped over. And a net violation on Drake gives Johnson City the side out.
Tracy Putnam will serve for the Wildcats.
And a tight pass is attacked back by the Wildcats, and a good play off there attempt by the Purple Tigers.
Johnson City leads 2-0 in game 5.
And Johnson City playing with a lot of confidence and gained a lot of momentum there in the last 2 games. And it's carrying over, and the Tigers kind of tightening up a little bit here.
Julie Stuckey will serve for the Tigers, who trail 2-0 in game 5.